Hi, welcome to week 2 of having a badass academic semester. This week we're going to talk about reading. As a student, you're going to have a lot of reading to do. They're going to assign you pages upon pages of reading, and you're going to have to do it. So, how do we maximize our reading? How do we get the most out of our efforts? That's what today is going to be about. We're going to talk about the 3 different types of reading and the specific technique that I'll recommend for each type. But first, we're actually going to talk about class, because reading goes hand in hand with lecture when it comes to helping you to learn what you need to learn. So let's talk about class. Have you ever been to a rock concert or like a musical show where you knew the headliner and you loved them, but there was an opener that you had to wait through that you've never seen or never heard of before? What's the difference between those two? The difference, I'm going to say, is how did you prepare for each one, right? For the opener, you didn't prepare at all. You've never listened to any of their music. You never researched who they were. You just kind of went into it blind. And for the headliner, you were really prepared. You probably owned some of their songs. You'd listened to their songs a bunch of times. Maybe even in the week leading up to the concert, maybe you even psyched yourself up by listening to their songs on repeat the entire week so you can get really fired up for it. And what was the difference in results? Well, for the opener, you were probably very disengaged, and I'm willing to bet that you probably don't remember who they were or what music they played. By comparison, for the headliner, you were super engaged, and you probably remember quite a bit about what it was like to be in there and experience that. My point is, you can take the same event and have 2 very different experiences of that event based on the difference in how you prepared. Well, class is the same way. You have 2 options for when you can do the reading and the homework. You could do those before class, or you could do them after class. Let's say you do what most students do, and you do them after class. Well, here's what that looks like. You go into class, and you have no idea what the teacher is talking about because you've never seen these topics before. So what most students do is they sit there and they frantically write or type, trying to take notes and capture everything the teacher is saying, right? Because you have no idea what's important, so all you can do is just try to grab as much of it as possible and sort through it later. Usually when people are doing this, they feel anxious and often confused, and they find themselves saying, I can't write fast enough. I feel like there are things I'm not capturing. And the problem with that is that most people can't really multitask very well. So if you're busy trying to write things down, you're not really listening 100%. So worst of all, students go out of lecture and they don't remember most of what they heard because they were trying to scribble notes down the entire time. Let's compare that to going into class already having done the reading. So in this case, you're already familiar with the topics. And there's a lot of overlap between what the teacher is saying and what the reading was saying. So most of the time, you're just kind of actively listening to the professor, and you're only writing something down if it's new information, like if it didn't show up in the reading. And when you're doing that, you usually feel relaxed. On top of it, calm and chill. And what you find yourself saying is, oh, I already know this. Oh, wow, I already know that. Nice, I already know that. And what's great is when you leave class, you have such a stronger memory of what happened in that lecture, because when you get rid of the need to just write everything down, it frees up your brain to actually listen to the teacher. So you would be amazed at how much more you remember coming out of class having done the reading beforehand. Seriously, if you get nothing else from this YouTube channel, please keep this one. All of the homework and the reading that you're doing anyway, at least I hope, just take all of that and just do it before class instead of after class. Like, I'm telling you, the difference in your experience of class and the difference in how much you remember from class, it's such a profound difference that this one thing will save you so much time down the line when it comes time to prepare for midterms, because you're just gonna remember everything a lot better. Like, you have to experience this to believe this. Please give it a try.